Alrighty, it is a new day with new information, with some reports that bring clarity. If anybody out there is a Rashee Rice owner, not the reports that you probably wanted to hear, but at least there's clarity moving forward on the Rashee Rice situation. We'll talk about that. Obviously, Monday Night Football is happening. Saints, Chiefs. I don't really have anything on the line in my leagues. My leagues are pretty much all decided, like the home leagues and the flock league and everything. Do you have anything
Yeah,
writing on this?
I have. I kind of do, but I think I lost already. To be honest, I'm down 128 to 81. So like,
Okay.
but I have Travis Kelsey. I have the Chiefs defense, but I also have Justin Watson because I have so many injuries in the two quarterback league. So, yeah, I just gotta wait and see. But so
Should
many
be a good
injuries
one.
and bye. Yeah.
Should be a good one. Hey, do us a favor as the stream begins and hit that like button for us. It's just a simple way for you to help this channel grow. We got a like goal today of 50 likes. We'll be streaming all the way up until kickoff. If you want your question prioritized and you don't want to wait in the queue or in the line, then check out our website. If you haven't signed up to the site yet, use the promo code LAND to get a free membership or a 7-day free trial. And you'll get access to free expert consensus rankings every week, rest of season rankings, the trade calculator, team analyzer, so many great features over there. But definitely go check out our website if you have yet to do so. We will start today's stream with those questions over on the Flock site, so just keep that in mind. But I want to show you guys what this looks like real quick. This is the website that it will bring you to. If you haven't synced your teams across like ESPN or Sleeper or Yahoo, definitely do that because it's a better experience. But it's just such a great experience for you guys. But we do have an upgrade about Rashee Rice. It's not good.
It's not good. It's not good. It's unfortunate here.
It's Jover. All right, it's Jover.
All
right.
right,
So
you thought the black magic was happening, but nope. God came in. He said, "Stop that shit."
No black magic
for the rest of the season.
Rashee Rice season is expected to be over. He did receive positive news from Dr. Dan Cooper. Rice needs his LCL repaired, but there is a chance that's the only ligament to be repaired, which is good, right? Because originally people were thinking, is this a J.K. Dobbins injury? Is this where it's a Javonte Williams injury, where it's the ACL and the MCL or multiple ligaments inside the knee? And right now it looks like it's just the LCL. I mean, it's unlikely that he actually recovers and plays again this year, but at least that's the clarity that most of you guys probably needed. But
yeah, and I know a lot of people are confused about what that tweet says, and Zach and I were kind of talking about this right before we went live, and I was like, so it looks like he's out for the season, but the recovery time won't be as long as like a 7 to 9 month ACL tear. Maybe it's more 3 to 4, right? Or 3 to 5 months instead of this long process to where he should easily, I'm predicting this, not saying this is going to happen. Maybe he should easily be back before training camp, maybe.
I'm sorry to cut you off here, but Schefter just tweeted something that's very contradictory to what was just tweeted by Ian Rappaport, which is weird. Normally these guys are on the same page. Schefter literally just tweeted at the same time and said, after consulting today with doctors, there's a lot of optimism that standout Rashee Rice didn't suffer any injury as significant as first believed. Rice will be put under anesthesia Tuesday to determine the extent of his injury, but the belief now is it could be a much shorter recovery than originally thought. That was the first thing Adam Schefter just put out.
Yeah, that's what I read, which I think he's still out for the season.
That doesn't sound like to me he's out for the season. What Ian said
that's what I was
sounds
saying.
like he's out for the season.
That's what I was saying.
Those reports sound like they contradict each other heavily.
I don't think it's a 7 to 9 month. I think it was a like once again a 4 to 5. Like he's probably done for the quote unquote season, but it's not going to be a long like process of trying to get back onto the field. Like if he tore his ACL now, some people be like, oh well, he might be a little bit questionable to come back in the first couple weeks of next year. I think that's what they're trying to say here. I could be wrong. Maybe I'm just trying to dissect it.
No, I think so. Schefter quoted this as again and said it's unlikely that Rashee Rice will play again this season, but doctors will know for sure. Will not know for sure until they perform surgery Tuesday morning. So
Yeah.
this is like, to me, reading Ian's tweet was he's 100% not playing again this year.
Yeah.
Reading Adam's tweet is he's probably not playing again this year. And that's two different tones.
Sure.
That's two different tones entirely. Do you know what I mean?
That's just Adam trying to get more clicks over Ian.
I honestly, I don't think he does that, but it
it
wouldn't surprise me because I feel like they all know that it's over, but they're trying to see how much they can milk out of this.
Like, see, John Jacobs, I'm not sure. Maybe he's the doctor, but he says LCL 4 months, ACL 9 months. That's what I'm saying. I think it's a shorter recovery time, not a.
It's like
he's
it's
still
not
gonna miss the rest of the season.
Like I said earlier, it's not what the it's not like the Nick Chubb injury where he's been out more than a year, and it's been a long recovery. He's probably good to go next season. Pretty easily, right? So
and that's great, especially if you're a dynasty owner. You're not worrying about, okay, like, what's Rashee Rice's production is going to look like in the first season? Is he going to take a long time to come back from the ACL tear? He's most likely going to be practicing, hypothetically, right? We're going way into the future, but he's most likely going to be practicing going into next year really early, doing training camp with no like hesitations because of how short this recovery time should take. I guess from what I'm predicting. So
are you dropping him with confidence then?
I would say you can wait because he said they're going to do a surgery.
Exactly.
But like,
because of his verbiage there makes it so hard to drop him still.
If they said like he's going to have surgery tomorrow, then let's just wait until the end of the week. And then once we get that confirmation, drop him. But like, or if you have, everyone should have an IR spot. And if you have an IR spot, he should be on your IR, not taking up any time.
Well, what I was going to say is I know this from experience. A lot of people have multiple people that they could put on that IR, and it is hurting their bench, their ability to make moves.
Yeah, true.
So, look, if you have to move on from Rashee Rice to make any sort of moves this week, I think you can. But personally, for me, I am probably just holding on. Because if we know Tuesday, which is obviously tomorrow, we'll know Tuesday for sure is what Adam is saying. I'll hold on just another day and believe the black magic hasn't, fully taken its course yet and see what will happen.
At least we hope to know. We hope to know before the waiver wire processes.
Yes, hopefully you do know.
And if that is not the case, then that's just, you probably have to make your own gut call there. If you need to drop him or not.
But okay, so let's just say this. 95% sure he's going to miss the rest of the year, right? That's very high.
Yes, I don't know. And even if he does come back, it might be in a glimmer of the playoffs. But at the end of the day, like a real NFL playoffs, not fantasy playoffs.
Yeah. If you need to make this move now and your waivers go a day early or something, and they go tonight, I think you can drop him. But if you can just wait until tomorrow's report to be 100,000% sure, then you can do that. But yeah. So clearly, he's going to be all right, and then he'll have to deal with the whole court stuff. He'll have to deal with the legal process next year. But I mean, to me, I haven't personally lowered him much in my dynasty rankings. He's still a top 12 wide receiver for me in dynasty. I'm not selling him. I still think when he comes back next year, he's the number one target in this offense. So.
Yeah, I mean, and then that can go to the next level. I mean, I'm not saying Travis Kelce is going to retire, but there was a lot of speculation about that. But he gets a new contract, so yes, I agree. He's still a top 12 guy in my rankings as well.
Yeah. All right. Appreciate you guys for hanging in there. It was a lot to digest. Do us a favor. Go ahead and smash that like button to show some love. Yeah, not the news you probably wanted to hear if you're a Rashee Rice owner, but at least it's... You know what it's like? It's like when you have that toxic relationship when you're younger with that girl and you're like, yeah, this isn't going to last very long. But you both kind of know, like, we haven't had that conversation yet.
You get that late text to be like, hey, you awake?
Yeah. Hey, should we, do you want to meet up tonight? Do you want to get on a call?
Well,
yeah. And then it's like,
you free?
You answer the phone. No one's saying anything. It's like, we tried. I think it's time to move on.
And then and then you spend the night, and then you be like, we just can't do this anymore.
No.
And then
Yeah.
3 days go by and be like, hey, you awake again?
Yeah.
Anyways.
Anyway, we are going to start today's stream with some questions that have been asked through the website. If you haven't checked out our website, definitely go give it a look. It's the pinned comment in the chat. All right, I'll put the link in there as well. This is what it will look like if you want to ask a start sit, a trade question, get a team review. You can definitely go check that out. I'd suggest to link your teams first, because if you link your teams, it makes things super easy for you. All right, so you can see, I can tell you what I'm considering playing. I can tell you that I'm locked in playing Trevor Lawrence, for example. I can go through my entire lineup. I can say I'm considering Lad McConkey, Olave, and Shaheed here. And what do you think you should do here? So definitely go check out the website. It's a great resource for you guys. And full transparency, YouTube takes 30% of your donations here on Super Chats. So it puts more money in our pockets as well as we're helping out. So be a friend, hit that like button. First start sit question on the website, and we will always start with these questions first. If you want to,
we'll get to your Super Chats.
If you want to think about that in the future, if you want to get your question answered first on these streams, it's from Big Johnson. You got a Big Johnson? Pause. Who do I flex?
I like to think so.
Team analysis would be great too. All right, so start sit question here. He has one quarterback, 12 teams, start 7. So at quarterback, he is playing Lamar Jackson. That's who we would play. At running back, he's got Brian Robinson. We'd play Brian Robinson. I still would you play Etienne or Tank Bigsby? I mean, Etienne's currently dealing with an injury, so it looks like it could be Bigsby this week, but we'll have to monitor that.
Exactly. That's what I was going to say. We're going to have to monitor that and see what that looks like.
Yeah. Jaden Reed, I'd play over Brock Bowers. As far as Brock Bowers, I'd play over
I got Mark Andrews. Yep.
Jaden Reed is in play. Deebo Samuel is in play. And then at flex, he's considering Tyreek, Dontavion Wicks, Dell, Etienne. That's pretty much it. Tyreek is not going to play this week. Obviously, he's on bye. So what are you doing?
It's really between Tank and Wicks at that flex position. Tank Dell, excuse me, and Dontavion Wicks.
Yep.
And I would say this, with the Nico Collins injury, it's kind of hard to say where I would go first. But my initial thought is like Nico Collins most likely going to miss this game. I know what we expected when Tank Dell was supposed to come into this game. Or when Nico left the game, we expected Tank Dell to get more of the workload. We didn't see that. I'm just going to ride out one more time with Tank Dell because they play the New England Patriots. They play away. I'm just going to ride on the better quarterback, even though Jordan Love is a great quarterback as well.
Yeah, this would be Wicks for me. Call it take lock. I don't feel like it is. I actually shout out to Andy Holloway, who tweeted out every target for Dontavion Wicks on Sunday. If you haven't watched this yet, I definitely would encourage you to go watch it. Every target for Dontavion Wicks. I said this on yesterday's stream. We were wrong. All right, clearly Wicks didn't pay off. I think the process was sound. And if you genuinely go back and watch the film, and you can't say Jordan Love had a big part to play in Wicks not playing well, then I don't think you're being honest with yourself. Yes, Wicks had a drop. He didn't, he could have played better. But if you're not watching those targets and asking, why was Jordan Love so inaccurate today, then I don't think you're being honest with yourself. I honestly don't. Just my opinion. Next one here is a trade question. Did you want to say anything on that?
No, just
That was as in you had something to say, maybe?
No. Yeah, just yeah.
Okay.
No, it's good. We can go to the next trade question.
This is from Darth BMW. It's a trade question. One side is going to receive Zach Moss. The other would get Tank Bigsby. And this is a dynasty question. Dynasty, 1 quarterback, 10 teams, start 8, PPR. Waiver wire, should I use my last pickup to get Bigsby or Moss? That doesn't sound like a dynasty question then. He put it through as a dynasty question, but I don't feel like it would be if that's...
Well, I guess this is a good way to do it, though. Like, it's a waiver question. Should I use my last pick to get Bigsby for Moss? So he currently has Zach Moss, and he's going to receive Tank Bigsby. He put it in the trade question.
What do
That's
you
kind of
think?
how I'm envisioning this. The reason why I would say keep Zach Moss is because if I'm not mistaken, he's on a contract.
Yeah, I don't know how long the contract is. Do you?
Yeah, I'm looking it up right now.
2 years,
It's a
8
two
million,
years.
which is not much.
Yeah, it's not much whatsoever, and they have an out. I would go with the younger player in Tank Bigsby. Then
In
I
Dynasty?
would I, I would take the chance because heard the reports. I don't know how true it is if Etienne is actually a trade candidate, and Doug Peterson likes Tank Bigsby.
Well, I don't buy any of that. Can I tell you why?
Yeah, I'm listening.
So this week, right after the games,
Sure.
if you haven't heard this from Doug Peterson, I'd really encourage you to watch it. First of all, Travis Etienne isn't playing poorly. I think that should be said, because there's like this belief that because Tank is playing well, Etienne is playing well. He is, especially considering the offense he's a part of. But this notion that Tank is going to take over the role, if Doug Peterson is reliable, then he's saying the complete opposite. He is saying Travis Etienne's our guy 100%. Now, Travis Etienne's dealing with an injury. That probably played a big part this week. If Tank Bigsby continues to play like the best running back in the NFL, will his role increase? Absolutely, right? So what's the most likely scenario here is a split backfield. But I put that tweet there in the chat for you guys. But if you watch Doug Peterson here, it does not sound like Travis Etienne is going anywhere in a trade. It does not sound like Etienne's role has,
Yeah.
He's going to be the backup. That's not at all what I took away from it.
I would just say this, Darth. Both of these guys should be rostered, at least so far, even in a dynasty.
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to drop Zach Moss for Tank Bigsby, but if I had to make the decision, I'm just going to go with the younger player that looks a lot more explosive and technically is inching his way into a job. Unlike Zach Moss, he's inching his way out of a job. But at the same time, you have to look at that context as well. He was injured. Chase Brown comes in, and that was always my perspective here, right? So when you're watching this, know that I was always expecting Zach Moss to potentially lose his job or have a 50-50 split backfield by the second half of the season. And I think we could potentially be seeing that already coming to fruition here. So once again, both of these guys should be rostered, but if I have to take the chance, I'm just going to go with Tank Bigsby here because he's a younger player and he's not leaning on a contract. Like Zach Moss could be on another team next year and not be valued as anything.
Yeah. Yeah, in Dynasty, I'm going Tank Bigsby for sure. In redraft, if it's redraft, I think you keep Moss. But Moss just dealt with an injury, so you might as well go Bigsby either way, to be honest. Very close. Very close.
Yeah. Yeah, I understand.
Again, guys, if you want to ask a question through our website, feel free to do so. It will put you at the top of the queue. It's a great experience for you. And instead of super chats where YouTube takes 30% of your donation, all your donations go straight to us, which is great.
Yeah, and we see you guys over there on YouTube. We'll definitely get to you once we're done with the questions here on the site. So we see
Hey,
you.
Joe, why don't you watch the beginning of the stream, my friend? All right, that's where we talk about Rashee Rice. It's not misleading. You're just late to the party, brother. Next start sit here is from Mekon, okay? Mekon, this is a start sit question. 1 quarterback, 12 team, start 7 PPR. Injuries been hurting recently. Not sure where to go with some of these players starting outlook overall. Let's have a look here. Wide receiver, of course, you're going to start Malik Neighbors. But wide receiver 2, I think, is where he's struggling here. Rashee Rice likely out for the year. But if Devontae Adams plays, I think you're going to play him over these other names, right?
Yeah, you kind of have to if he plays next week. He plays the Steelers. Yeah, you go Devontae Adams there, and at the running back position, it's tough, man. You kind of hope that Jonathan Taylor doesn't play this week again, so you can start Trey Sermon.
Yeah, Achane will be out.
Yeah, he's on a bye,
because of
and you
the
have
bye,
Braylon
not the
Allen.
injury, just the bye.
Yeah,
He actually
exactly.
can't
So
play because his team doesn't play. But yeah, Sermon if he starts. Otherwise, Braylon is going to be who you have to choose. And then between Jordan Love and Justin Fields,
I'm going
um,
Jordan Love.
you're going Jordan Love.
Yeah,
Okay, Jordan Love plays the Cardinals. I think I'm going to
Cardinals,
have to agree with you there. Yeah.
and then Justin Fields, I think, plays
This might
the
be
Raiders.
super flex because he's putting Justin Fields. He says he's considering Justin Fields at flex. So look, if you can play Justin Fields in your super flex, you definitely play him. If not, I think I'm going to play Jameson Williams of those names there.
That's what we're gonna say. I would play Jameson Williams over those guys. Should be a big
Yeah.
game against the Cowboys as well. Um, yeah, I agree. I like
Yeah.
that one.
All right, cool. So we're on the same page there. I appreciate you, Mekon. Again, guys, if you haven't checked out the website, definitely go give it a look. Oh, can you block that account?
Yeah. Give me a second.
Do you think there's ever been someone who's actually like seen a spam message like that and been like, "Oh, let's go check out that account"? Do you think that's ever happened? I just don't feel like you guys get it. You got to be more effective with your spam. That's just not effective spam. You can't even click on someone's username when you spam it in the chat. Here I am trying to give spammers like advice on
Honestly.
how to spam. Next question is from It's Manny. It's a redraft
Appreciate you, man.
Superflex 10 team start 11 PPR Titan Premium. One
Ooh,
side gets
Superflex,
Jamar Chase,
okay.
the other side gets Tua and Tyreek. Remember, this is a 2 quarterback league, so this is very easily the Tua and Tyreek side for me. If it's Superflex.
If it's Superflex, at least that's with the expectation of Tua coming back. They obviously have a bye week, and then Tua misses, if I'm not mistaken, if he is on pace to come back, he's on pace to come back in week 8.
Yeah.
So you have the bye week where you're not playing him regardless. Then you don't play him in week 7, and he should come back week 8. It's a little bit risky because now, once again, you're not playing Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill is gonna have another down game in week 7. So depending on your record, I would say you can do this. But I mean, are you still doing this if you're 1-4?
No, because
Like,
you
you
won't be
probably
able to
can't-
play these guys
Yeah,
for the
you
next
can't.
2 weeks.
And I would just say that, like, I don't know what your record is, but if you are not above 500, or maybe you're 3-2 or 2-3, I think I'm willing to take the risk here. But
He's
if you're
3-1.
1-4, he's 3-1. Okay, that's fine. Let's do it.
Yep, I would take it as well. By the way, Mekon said it's not Superflex, but he also has Bucky. Yeah, so the way we answered it here was we would play Jameson. I'll say this because like the reports haven't come out yet. I don't think on Rachaad White, but on one of the last plays he looked like he suffered an injury. We'll have to monitor that. If he is out, I mean New Orleans is a tough run defense to go against, but I think right now with the information that we know, we will go Jameson, we will go Love, we will go Sermon, hoping he plays. Braylon or Bucky are fine options if they are deemed starters, and then that's still how we would play it. Yeah, but yeah, on this trade, I would definitely take the Tua Tyreek side in the Superflex league.
Yeah, agreed.
I feel like
Agreed.
Tyreek. I'd prefer Tyreek over Tua when. Sorry, I'd prefer Tyreek over Chase
over
when
Chase.
Tua is back and healthy.
Yeah.
Right. You agree?
No, yeah, I agree. I agree.
Okay.
I think I just wanted to let you know, there's a lot of risk in this. Okay, just know that Tua can get hurt again, and if that does happen, which we really hope that doesn't happen, because we're both Tyreek and Waddle owners in multiple leagues.
Yeah.
Like, that's just going to be the worst case scenario. But
Yeah.
just know what you're getting into, just in case.
Non-PPR, it doesn't change, Emmanuel. No, it wouldn't change. Both of these guys are big yard getters. Tyreek can get 75 on any play when Tua is back. It's so sad to see Tyreek limited like this. Like, it really is the Ferrari by the trash house meme. It is. All right, we got a couple other questions here. This is awesome, guys. I appreciate everybody using the website instead of super chats. By the way, if you're super chatting, we still appreciate you. We're just gonna get to the website questions first. Better experience for you guys, and quite frankly, full transparency, YouTube takes 30% of the donations on YouTube away from us, which, yeah, we won't talk about. Still Curtin here. This is a trade question. And go ahead.
Yep. The comment here is the first is his and projected early. He really wants it back. Looking to lock up a wide receiver. I have Puka.
Must be on IR. So it's a
Yeah,
redraft. This is clearly not redrafted. There's first round picks involved. It's got to be a dynasty trade, right?
So he gives up Jonathan Brooks, Eric All.
It's a tight end premium.
Yeah, 225 first. One is his.
I love Nico Collins. I'm not sure I'm making this deal though. Like if I know that's gonna be like the 101.
I guess if you heal Steer Curtain in the YouTube chat, you know, like, is this projected like a top 5 pick, or is this like, I know you said early, but like, is he 0-5 right now?
The reason he wants it back is because his team probably isn't good.
Only one first is put 2. Oh, it says only one first they put 2. I'm assuming that's you, Cameron.
Oh, okay, that's one first.
So Jonathan Brooks, Eric All, and a 25 first. And you get Jameson Williams, Nico Collins, and Jalen Warren.
I just changed the question on accident. Let's try and see if we can go back in.
Yeah, top 5 pick.
Okay, so a top 5 pick, Brooks and Eric All for Jameson, Nico, and Warren. The part I'm struggling with, look, I think you have to take Nico here.
That's what I was gonna say. I think you have to take Nico because I think the way Nico's been playing, especially with CJ Stroud, I'm just gonna look it up on Keep Trade Cut where he is valued in Dynasty.
Oh,
I haven't really used Keep Trade Cut in a while.
I'll remove these people. Don't worry.
Keep Trade Cut right now. He has Nico as wide receiver 7 on Keep Trade Cut, so he's clearly working early.
That
first.
Seems pretty low. Who's ahead of him?
I'll tell you right now. Give me a second. Dynasty rankings. Go wide receiver. So ahead of him is Justin Jefferson, Malik Neighbors, CeeDee Lamb, Jamar Chase, Marvin Harrison, and Amon-Ra St. Brown. He's ahead of Puka, AJ Brown, Drake London. The list goes on.
See, like, I have Nico over Amon-Ra, but it's close. Anyway, so the point is, I think this is probably worth it for you. My only counter might be, like, can I remove Jalen Warren and put anything interesting there instead?
That's what I was gonna say. Like, I would just take Jalen Warren out.
Let's get Blake Corum in there instead, or Chase Brown. Right?
Yeah, just get somebody else.
We'll remove Warren. We'll add Corum. That's an option I like. The other option is removing Warren and adding Chase Brown.
I'll be honest. I'll take like I'll take Wandale. I'll take, like you said, Chase Brown. I thought you could get Rashee Shaheed. I'll even take Cole Kmet.
Yeah, those are some options for you, but
yeah, I would do any of those players. Tank Bigsby if you can. I would take Tank Bigsby over Jalen Warren at the moment. So hopefully that helps.
Yeah. H4 PPR says Nico over Amon-Ra is a take for sure. I mean, I don't understand why we wouldn't have Nico over Amon-Ra. What's the case for Amon-Ra over Nico in Dynasty?
I think right now it's a hard case for sure. I personally would still have Amon-Ra over Nico.
Would you?
And it's not, honestly, it's not. I don't think it's crazy. Like, I don't think having Nico above him is crazy, but I think right now Amon-Ra is clearly the number 1 target, even though he has been targeted.
I don't know, man. I don't know that I agree. I think the targets are more difficult on a weekly basis for him than it is for Nico.
I just think
Nico
there's more.
is never not the number 1 guy for that team. Any week it could be Jameson, Laporte is involved, Gibbs is involved. I feel like there's way more mouths to feed in Detroit, and we're talking about Nico Collins, who is on track for 2,000 yards.
Yeah, but once again, I don't think it's crazy to have him Nico higher. I just like Amon-Ra's role, and I love Nico's role. I think you pick your poison there. I'm down for either one, so I don't really have a huge argument. But once again, I just have Amon-Ra higher currently, and that can easily change. I mean, we're still only 5 weeks into the season, and that can change in the off season. So just keep that in mind, guys.
Amon-Ra has a better quarterback. Okay. Anyway. All right. Steel Curtain here. Yeah, we replied to that. I don't think I hit hit accept. But like we said, if you can get Blake Corum instead, I like that. If you can get...
Oh my gosh, dude. Just fuck off with this. Sorry. Why can't I click on his name?
Chase Brown said we would do that. Appreciate you, man. Thanks for the donation. I do like the stream for you. The next question is from Max. Appreciate you, Max. This is a redraft 1 quarterback, 10 team, start 8 half PPR. Rice and Collins owner. Really struggling on depth and shooting for upside. Shout out Australia, mate. Yeah, mate. Bloody oath. Yeah, look. So one side gets a Monra and a first. It's a mid first. The other side gets Jacobs and Brian Thomas. Love Brian Thomas. I just don't think Jacobs is the part of this deal that's worth it. I think by far the Amon-Ra side is the winner.
Yeah,
it's not really
where they
close
have
for me.
Brian. You know where they have Brian Thomas ranked on Keep Trade Cut?
Where?
Wide receiver 11.
Honestly, I don't hate that. It's like this
I feel
range
like
of receiver where...
That's a bit high, I think.
You think so?
Yeah, I mean, obviously they have Rice down. They have Rice as wide receiver 7. I mean, I personally would still, as much as I'm not a big Chris Olave fan, I would take Chris Olave over Brian Thomas right now. I would argue Jaden Reed could be taking over him right now.
Okay.
Yeah,
I got him as my wide
interesting.
receiver 13.
Just interesting.
So personally,
I haven't done my
would have
dynasty rankings.
Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying I haven't done my dynasty ranking, so I don't know where exactly I would have Brian Thomas. I just feel like I wouldn't have him at wide receiver 11. Just I feel like I would take those guys over Brian Thomas still right now if we had to redo a draft.
Yeah. Doesn't seem
anyways.
crazy to me personally. I've got him as my wide receiver 13. I would prefer him over Olave at this point.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure we're going to be releasing some content on our Dynasty channel, by the way, guys. So it's great that all these Dynasty questions are coming up now because I know Zach is going to be preparing for some Dynasty videos. I think this week or maybe next week, which is exciting.
Yeah, hopefully this week we'll get to that. But to me, regardless of the Brian Thomas opinions, I feel like Amon-Ra is the clear winner here.
Yeah, I'm there with you.
Because next year's running back class looks very good. I don't feel like Josh Jacobs is who we wanted him to be in Green Bay yet, at least.
Exactly. And one of my biggest arguments on Josh Jacobs and being skeptical about him is that they do have an out this year. I know I'm not saying they're going to do that, but if they see a running back that they like and one of these guys fall to them in the first round or early second round, whatever the case may be, they can say, "Thank you for your service, JJ. We're going to go with a rookie running back."
I don't necessarily see them replacing him personally. I just more think like there'll be so many valuable running backs in the rookie class itself.
Yeah.
So
yeah, and I understand that. Anyways,
yeah, I would choose the Amon-Ra side there pretty easily. I think those are all the questions via the website. Again, check out the website if you haven't used it yet. He says there's no first redraft, not dynasty. It's glitched. Okay. Let's see. All right, I'm trying to go back and look at that question.
Okay, so Josh Jacobs and Brian Thomas for Amon-Ra St. Brown in a redraft. So I think my next question, which I'm trying to
I would
pull
still
up,
keep Amon-Ra.
Completed. I think my next question will go, who are your running backs? That would just be my next question. So like, which we technically can pull that up, and it looks like you have Jahmyr Gibbs, Kenneth Walker. Yeah, I think that's fine.
Yeah, I'd still keep Amon-Ra there.
There's no point of trading for Josh Jacobs again. Brian Thomas. You have Jalen Hurts. I know you lose Rashee Rice. No, I'm keeping those guys. If anything, what I'll do is package the Najee's, the Zach Moss, the Trey Sermons. I know you got these guys off of waiver wires and get somebody else. That's probably the best advice I can give you there.
Yeah.
But you're in a 10-man, so all these teams look pretty good. I would assume.
Yeah. Blade here with the first super chat on YouTube says, should I trade Mason and Godwin for James Cook and Tyreek Hill? Yeah, take the Tyreek Hill side. I mean, especially if you're willing to wait out the next 2 weeks for Tua to come back. I feel like the Tyreek side is going to be the huge winner in week 8 onwards.
Agreed. Completely agree.
All right, we have another super chat here from Kyle. Kyle says trade away Godwin and Stevenson for JT and Pickens. I have Cup, Reek, Devo, Deontay, Godwin. Running backs are Brees, Najee, Stevenson. What do you reckon here? Trade away Godwin and Stevenson for JT and Pickens.
No, I just want to keep Chris Godwin. I know Stevenson, even though he had a great bounce back game, I would rather just keep Godwin there. And I'm not a big George Pickens guy, and I am not a big JT guy. Like if you told me Joe Flacco.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
I think I would take the JT side of this deal. If I knew he was only going to miss another week, because his running backs could definitely use a boost here.
And I understand that.
And his wide receivers are already pretty strong. But the issue is, if you make that trade, you're 2-3. You're not going to win with JT out.
If he misses another week, yep.
So I think you might have to hold your side at this point.
Yeah, I think
you don't want to go 2-4 just to make a trade that could work out long term. What if JT's
like,
out 3 weeks?
Yeah, I get that. I feel like the gap between what I'm seeing here is, Chris Godwin and George Pickens. I think I'm looking at running back, and then wide receiver, right? If I'm looking at Godwin and Pickens, that's a significant gap. Stevenson and JT, there's a gap there as well, but I like Stevenson's floor if he continues to play the way he should be playing and not having these crazy disciplinary games and fumbling. So I think Stevenson will have better games. Honestly, brother, just F off, kid.
Are you putting these spam accounts in timeout, or are you reporting them?
No, I'm doing both.
Okay.
Like I report them and then I put him on timeout. But I think they have like multiple.
They're working overtime today.
Yeah, they have like multiple things. Clearly,
right. It's okay. I mean, it is what it is. Let's see though. Yeah, I mean, I think you got to keep the Godwin side just purely because of your you're gonna need them. You're gonna need those guys.
Yeah, I agree.
Anthony, appreciate the donation, man. He says traded London for Nico. Is that a win? Yeah.
I have straw for the stack. Yeah, I mean, look, he might. Right now, the reports on Nico don't look promising. Is week to week.
Yeah,
we've seen
might
that,
be an
especially
AJ
with
Brown
hamstrings.
situation.
Yeah, exactly. So, if you're okay with that, then that's fine. Maybe he comes back in like week 8 or something. Maybe he misses 3 weeks. I don't know, 2 weeks.
Love Drake London, but I do prefer the Nico side of this. Nico looks like one of the best receivers in the NFL so far this year, which is crazy to say. It's mental that that's being said after what we thought about him 2 years ago. Hey, do us a favor, hit that like button to show some love. We're going to be answering questions all the way up until kickoff. You can ask a question through the website. You can also super chat if you want your question to get prioritized to the very top. But if we run out of super chats or any donations, we will go to the first questions that we see. And the first question I can see up at the top is from Johnny Boy, who says, should I trade Bijan for Kyren, or should I trade Devonta Smith and Bijan for Kamara? Should I trade Bijan for Kyren? I would take Kyren.
Should I trade Bijan for Kyren?
Or Devonta Smith and Bijan for Kamara. I'd rather just do the Kyren deal personally.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd rather.
I agree.
I'd rather keep Devonta Smith if I could do a deal like that. So.
Yeah. Agreed.
All right. Mr. Green is next. He says, I'm 21.5 points behind. I have Olave full PPR. You think I got a chance? Yeah, you got a chance. I mean, Olave's going to have to score a touchdown. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
If he doesn't score a touchdown, it's going to be very difficult for you to come back. But you got a chance.
Yeah, it's going to be tough. I would agree.
Robert says he's down 118 points. I have Olave and the Saints kicker. My opponent has Shaheed.
GG's. Call it a night.
Yeah, man. It's going to be a long shot, but you never know. We got a super chat here from Matthew. Of course, any donated questions are going to get prioritized on the stream. And
Appreciate
Matthew
you,
says,
Matthew.
Koalas, you are amazing and have done so much for us. Thank you as always. I appreciate you. Dynasty, in one league where I am 1-4, what to do if nobody's interested in trades to get future picks for your vet/star players? It's tough. It's really tough.
Yeah.
It's a real situation. I mean, you can't force people into trading for
No.
vets. You just have to wait for the right time. I mean, think about how many injuries have already happened. And you also have to be realistic with yourself, Matthew, as well. Like, I'm trying to think. Like, if you're trying to sell Amari Cooper right now and you're expecting a really good offer, you know what I mean? You got to be realistic in Dynasty. So I think what the wrong move to do would be just getting them off your roster at any cost. You're losing trades to get points off your team. I think that's the wrong way to go about it, right? I mean, we see this every year. People are tanking to get the 101. Think about that for the last couple of years. All right, this year it was Caleb Williams, where if you were a bad team, you would have been in place for Jaden Daniels, Malik Neighbors. Guys, I had a couple 101s. I have no Marvin. I have no Jaden Daniels on my team. And I want them on my team. It's just we were fine with settling for Daniels in the way we built our teams and our strategies. We were fine settling for the Neighbors. So I think the worst thing you can do is just completely tank your team entirely.
Yeah, I agree. Don't
because
do it.
you lose all these trades just to get points off your team. You got to be patient. You got to wait for the right deals.
Yeah, and if there's no deal that does happen, then maybe it's just one of those things that, I think I see this often, right? Like when people don't have, I saw this a lot this past year in our follower leagues, our dynasty leagues. When they could get deals done in the off season, they normally happen on rookie draft night, where, okay, you need a running back, but I'm not in a position to get one of these running backs that came into the draft this past year. So what can I get? Can I pay a low for Stevenson? Can I pay low for, one of these lower veteran guys, or a Zach Moss? Maybe you have. I think you'll see all those type of players kind of get sold during that time. Maybe that's a trend that happens in your league. I felt like I saw that trend a lot in our follower leagues. So you just got to wait for the right time.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just you just want to be careful. I mean, I know some of us are, when we don't have a chance to win in Dynasty, we're like, my team has to be as bad as possible. Well, remember, Jahmyr Gibbs was a 105 2 years ago, and Bijan was a 101. In that scenario, would it have been worth it for you to sell all of your veterans just so you got the 101? No.
Yeah.
Every year it happens. Every year,
Yeah.
People feel that way. I mean, it's just not worth operating like that. It really isn't. So that's my advice, is to stay patient. Don't sell just to make your team worse, because you will lose every deal if you do that. And we see people, I mean, with no disrespect, like, I try and take advantage when people do that. When they're like, my team is tanking, I'm going to sell this asset. I'm like, great. I know I can take advantage of you then, So just don't get got. We do have a question through the website. And this one is from Booty Clap King. I appreciate you, man. It's a trade question. It's a redraft Superflex 12-team start 11. One side gets... All right, we got to figure out what's going on with these draft picks. Booty Clap King, can you clarify? Is this a Dynasty League? I'm going to tell our developers about this. But if you're in the chat with us, Booty Clap King, can you just let us know? Is this a Dynasty question? Why don't you go ahead and read the rest of this while I...
Yeah,
okay, it is a Dynasty question. Okay, good.
Okay.
All right, so the second round pick is actually there. All right. What do you think here? One side gets Judy, Reed, and a second. The other side gets Mixon and Waddle.
I just don't think it's... Like, as much as I love Jaden Reed, I don't think getting a second and Jerry Judy is enough for Joe Mixon and Jalen Waddle. That's how I feel right now. I'm just looking.
I think it's close. I like the idea of this trade. I think Reed is probably the most valuable name here in Dynasty.
Yeah. I just think, like, if Waddle had two of this season, which once again, this is a risky trade. Like he's not valued the way he is right now. So like you're probably buying Waddle low in hopes that Tua is going to be on this team for the foreseeable future. Um,
I think Reed is the most
yeah,
valuable name here.
I just don't want Jerry Judy. And what's early 25 mid second could get you a running back in this.
Well,
He's probably late.
He's sending away Jerry Judy though.
Yeah. So yeah, I want the Joe Mixon, Jalen Waddle side.
Yeah. I'm just
I
wondering
love
if,
Jaden Reed.
Mm,
I think maybe what you can do, and maybe this sounds weird, but can you get more because of how Waddle is in question?
yeah.
I don't know
I'm
what
trying
that
to look at
is
his
like.
roster now.
Like,
You know what I try to do? I try to add like a Jalen McMillan to this deal.
yeah, you can do McMillan.
And
I don't know how you
try
feel
and
about
send
Keon
away-
Coleman. I don't know how you feel about any of those guys, but that's kind of what I would do there.
I'd try to send away like Chig Okonkwo just as an add-in piece or something, but that's probably what I would try. But overall, when Tua is back and healthy, I think we will value Waddle and Reed very similarly in Dynasty.
Yeah, let's see where it's at on.
But I do think Reed is the most valuable name there. So that's a very, very close question.
Yeah, I mean, you just got to keep in mind Waddle coming into the season, he was like a top 12 wide receiver in Dynasty. And now he's valued, you can see here, wide receiver 32. That's just going to change.
Wait,
you know?
on KTC?
No, keep trade cuts a little bit different. Dude, you're really working overtime, brother. Just genuinely.
Just don't worry about it. Just let it go. We don't need to talk about him every time he comes in. I'll handle it. You don't worry about it.
Anyways,
I'll
keep trade cut. He's wide receiver 22. Sorry. But remember, he was a top 12 wide receiver coming into the season in Dynasty as well.
Yeah, actually, you know what we can do? We can make Styles a mod. OG supporter, been with us for years. Let's make him a mod.
Need a mod, gang.
Let's see. We've actually wanted to make him a mod for a while. Add as moderator. Yeah, perfect. All right, Styles is now a moderator, which is great. We've wanted one of you guys. Some of you guys we definitely trust because you've been supporting us for like 2-3 years. Styles is one of those names. If Steven's here,
Steven's one of the names. Daniel Macy's one of those names.
Macy for sure. Anyway, if you guys want to be moderators, I mean, we can't tell everyone, but it's just the people that we just know have been around for years and years and years. Anyway, I wanted to look at this tweet from Stephania Bell. Like, I don't think anyone in the industry is as good as Stephania Bell when it comes to injury stuff. She's my number one go-to.
Is she? Okay.
Yeah.
Why
far.
is that? Oh.
Just reliable.
Stephania Bell?
Really sound, doesn't overreact, doesn't tweet things for attention or
anything else
information. Wow, because she's a woman. Come on.
Yeah.
The key takeaway here from Adam regarding Rashee Rice's outlook: doctors won't know for sure until they perform a surgery. She says we can split hairs speculating over potential outcomes and timelines, or we can wait 24 hours and get actual tangible information. So,
damn, calling them out, Stephania. He's like, don't be stupid. Don't listen to them. Just wait 24. That's why she didn't tweet.
Yeah, exactly. She's very sound in her information, in her delivery. I definitely respect it. We also just got an update on Joe Mixon. Let me look at that. D'Amico Ryan says he doesn't know if Joe Mixon plays this week. Can we please get Joe Mixon back? I mean, I'm 4-1 in the Flock League, but I could really use him, man.
Why wasn't he put on IR then? Isn't that 4 weeks? How many games did that guy miss?
Thank God I have Brian Robinson and Kareem Hunt and Bucky
1,
Irving.
2,
And just
3,
so much
4.
depth.
Yeah, that was 4 games.
Such a great team. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, we need Joe Mixon back. Come on.
You're the Joe Money mix, kid. Anyway,
I thought that might be worth talking about on the stream.
Yeah.
Captain Awesome is the next super chat.
Yeah, Captain Muslim. He says, great show. PPR need running back help. Wide receivers are Ayuk, Flowers, Lamb, Brian Thomas, Wicks, and your running backs are ETN. What's the question here?
Need RB help. I guess he's just
You just need
saying
running back
like,
help. Okay, so you have ETN, Javante, Chase Brown, Chubb, Spears, and you have McBride, Daniels, and Prescott at quarterback. Well, if this is a one quarterback league, I would try and sell either Daniels or Prescott. I really want to sell Prescott, but it's going to be really difficult depending on if this is a 12-man league. If this is a 10-man league, you're not going to really get anything for Dak Prescott. And I'm also not sure if you can sell anyone on this team to get something. Etienne Javante, yeah, that's a bit tough there.
I think you could probably use Daniels, keep Chase Brown because his role's growing. I'd probably try and use Daniels and Javante. If I could package Daniels and Javante, rock with Prescott rest of season, and try and find an upgrade there at running back. For example, can you get Brian Robinson? That might be shooting too low with the way people are valuing Jaden, rightfully so.
Yep.
You might be able to shoot even higher than Brian Robinson. I mean, can you get Joe Mixon right now? Right? That's a good name. If you're doing well and you can wait for him to come back, can you get Joe Mixon? Can you get a Ken Walker? Can you get an Achane with we're waiting for Tua to come back? You know, those are the kind of names. A Kyron.
Yeah, I mean,
try and see what's possible.
I would try that as well. There, we appreciate that super chat, guys. We'll be live probably up until kickoff, maybe top of the hour here. So get your super chats in on the site, or your questions in on the site or on YouTube here. But we'll try and finish all the super chats we possibly can. Agent, thank you so much. This question is 10-man full PPR keeper league, 2 flex improvements. I have Hurts, running backs is Barkley, Brees, Javante, Gibbs. Your wide receivers are Tyreek, Metcalf, Puka. I'm assuming Wicks, and tight end is Pitts and Hawkinson. You want improvements on a 2 flex 10-man keeper league. Obviously the biggest improvement you can make here is probably at RB2, which sounds crazy, with Brees. Tyreek is going to come back, you're fine. When Puka comes back, you're fine. And you're gonna have to see what TJ Hawkinson is gonna do. I think the best thing maybe you can do is sell Kyle Pitts on a high right now, if you like, and see what type of running back you can get. But I doubt you're gonna get much in that running back position for Kyle Pitts.
I think Brees is. I definitely think. Look, like Brees is struggling. I don't know if it's a good time to sell him though.
No, we're not selling Brees.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, he has a pretty good matchup coming up against Buffalo. That is where he could bounce back. But it's definitely disappointing if you drafted Brees, what he has been. I'm still going to keep him in a keeper league. What I think you might be able to do, I honestly think the best thing is to kind of hold right now.
Yeah, there's no one you can really sell once again outside of, in my opinion, sell Pitts high. But that's also your conviction on what you believe on in
you
Pitts.
Could sell Barkley, but I wouldn't want to. You could sell Tyreek. I wouldn't want to. You could sell Metcalf. I wouldn't want to. Same with Nakua. I really think right now it's all about riding out this course, being patient. Sometimes you can make moves out of this place of being like, okay, I'm 500 or I'm not winning as many games as I want to, and then you might make a panic move and your team ends up being worse. I mean, no disrespect to Joe, but we saw that in the Flock League, right? Traded away Jahmyr Gibbs and Marvin Harrison. His team's far worse. He's not even going to score 80 points this week or something like that. So sometimes you can overreact to the start of your season.
I agree.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for that super chat, though, Agent. We appreciate you. AJ Starr is next here. It says try to trade DJ or Garrett Wilson for Aaron Jones. My running backs are Monty, CMC, B Rob. Your wide receivers are Debo, Flowers, Garrett Wilson, DJ Moore, Tank Dell, non PPR.
Oh, non PPR.
For Aaron Jones,
I actually think
I
Garrett
feel like,
Wilson's who I would sell, oddly enough, in a non PPR league.
yeah.
Oh, I
I think your
probably
running
would
backs are
trade
fine
DJ
though.
actually.
I think your running backs are fine. Like I don't know if I'm like looking at this team and saying, "Damn, let me go get Aaron Jones right now in a non PPR." Um, not saying he's not doing well, but like he's getting opportunities on the ground and in the air. But I think having Monty and Brian Robinson, who are serviceable backs, and you have CMC, who hopefully comes back. Maybe you just ride out Garrett Wilson and DJ Moore and see what they can do. But I do agree. Like if you want to sell somebody, like I'm trying to sell DJ Moore high in the Flock League after this week, but at the same time, he has a good upcoming schedule. Just really tough right now.
Mm. Yeah, I think.
And
Can
Garrett
you get
Wilson is somebody I am bringing as like a sell high candidate this week on the shorts video. So keep
Yeah.
that in mind as
Can you
well.
get a different name than Aaron Jones? Because the bye week, then Detroit the next week. Is there another name that you can get there? But I mean, if you have to settle for him, then I'd be willing to part with DJ.
Yeah. Yeah.
Raul says Bigsby or Tracy rest of season 10-man standard. I think Bigsby.
Yeah.
Bigsby is performing while Etienne is playing. We don't know what Tyrone's role will be when Devin Singletary is healthy. We just don't know yet. So yeah, that would be my answer. It's just I think Tracy could take over that role, but we don't know what Devin's role is yet. And I didn't realize how long of a contract you guys gave Devin. It's a 3-year deal.
Yeah, I know it's a 3-year deal, but I think it's pretty team friendly. If I'm not mistaken, I think he has an out this year. I could be wrong. It's either out this year or next year. But I think it's a pretty friendly deal from Devin Singletary.
Yeah. All right. Obviously we can't get to every question. It's unfortunate, but just the reality of us growing and you guys liking the content. We do appreciate you. We'll try and just look at some options as we go. It's just hard to see questions, and if you commented previously, and we might not, YouTube doesn't let us go all the way to the top of the streams. It's not helpful that these spam accounts are pushing everyone's questions up so we can't see them. But we got Styles on the lurk right now, getting rid of all of them. Let's start with the first question I can see is from Jack, who says Rashee isn't confirmed out for the year though. Yeah, he's not, but like we said, it's a 95% done deal. He's not going to play again. But I'd encourage you guys to go watch the beginning of the stream to hear our thoughts on that. I see one from Anbu says Mason still a good start this week. Yes, still a good start this week. Didn't pan out last week, unfortunately, but still on one of the better offenses and going to get plenty of touches.
Yeah,
Linux
Thursday night as well.
True. Linux with a super chat here. Downs for Eckler. One PPR. 0.2 downs, 0.25. I guess is that for first down? Is that what it is? First down.
Run fourth down. I don't know. Can you clarify? Was RFD? Yeah. Okay.
I think I'm still gonna keep Josh Downs here, but yeah.
First down bonus. Okay.
If you need to start this week, and if it is Joe Flacco, I think you would have preferred to start Josh Downs over Eckler this week. If it's
I think it's just. Yeah, I would say I would try to sell Josh Downs higher. I feel like he can get more than Austin Eckler. Just the way he's been performing. So that's probably the best thing I can do right now. It'll probably most likely be the last question here, unless we get another super chat. Once again,
the last one that I can see at the top there, but if you have answered Linux, did you want to say anything else on that? Sorry.
No, I think I would just try and sell him higher. That's all.
Okay. Sorry, I just saw Car Chisels here was the last one I was going to get to. Shallow
Yeah.
League, trading away Brian Thomas, Terry Dobbins to receive Garrett Wilson Pittman. No.
Agreed.
No. Garrett Wilson and Pittman's not worth it. I think that is it for today, though, right?
Yes, that is it for today. We appreciate each and every one of you. Love.
All right, guys. Appreciate you. If you want to get a question in and you want to be answered first on future streams, definitely go check out our website. If you haven't signed up yet, use a promo code LAND to get a free account. 7-day free trial as well to the website. You can see expert consensus rankings, trade calculator, team analyzer, and more. We appreciate y'all for hanging out with us. Good luck tonight. Whatever you need to happen, I hope it happens for you. Go Chiefs, and see y'all soon.
Love.